AWS reInvent. I'm Cassidy Quinn with GeekWire Studios, here with Michal Lesiczka from Nutanix, the VP of Business Development for Cloud and Databases. Welcome. How's your reInvent going?
Oh, it's been great. Lots of buzz and excitement here at the conference.
So what's the excitement when it comes to customer trends pertaining to the cloud adoption? Are they moving from on-prem to public cloud a lot?
Yeah, so I think what we're seeing is customers really developing a hybrid cloud strategy. And of course, public cloud is a big important part of that. And I think it really depends where that workload originates from. So for net new, obviously those tend to start in the cloud, but they may not end up in the public cloud. They might end up as hybrid solutions as customers optimize for TCO. And of course, the second type of workload is on premises, where the pace of innovation is still going to happen up in the public cloud. But of course, in order to capture that, you have to have a migration strategy and figure out how you get that workload up into the public cloud. And I think there we're really seeing three main trends, I would say. One is over 75% of customer workloads are still on premises. And so that cloud journey is still ahead for most customers. I think the second one, like I mentioned, is customers are really changing their viewpoint from everything's going to be lift and shift, everything's going to be public cloud, to really saying public cloud is a really important piece of my hybrid strategy, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to run things on premises or at the edge. And I think the third trend we're seeing is for customers that have taken that journey or are on that journey, it is much easier said than done. So a lot of these customers will realize that the costs of migration usually exceeds the original budget and more importantly, the timelines. So.
Oh, that makes total sense. So what does Nutanix do with AWS?
Yeah, so we provide a software platform called Nutanix Cloud Clusters, or NC2 for short, and that actually runs on top of AWS EC2 bare metal instances, and it allows customers to easily manage their workloads on premises and up in the public cloud in a single consistent manner. And we see customers deploying the solution for lots of reasons. One is, of course, like I mentioned, lift and shift for some workloads, but then there's things like disaster recovery, geo expansion, or bursting. And we actually have one such customer, an iGaming specialist called FSB Technologies, where they needed to rapidly expand to a new geolocation where they didn't have an on-premises presence. So they actually leveraged NC2 on AWS and had the solution up and running in 2 weeks. And the beauty is, because they're using our hypervisor called AHV, they're managing that environment the same way that they would be the existing on-premises ones. And so that means there's no retooling, no training their workforce. They're just up and running and business as usual.
So what are the key differentiators and use cases for Nutanix on AWS?
Yeah, so I think the way we engineered our solution is actually quite unique for customers. So on one hand, the way you purchase a solution is end-to-end through AWS Marketplace. So you get all the great benefits of Marketplace, simplicity, drawing down on your commitments to AWS and so forth. But on the other hand, the way you deploy the solution is we give you full control end-to-end over the stack. So what that means is you're able to really fine-tune using all the knobs and buttons of the solution so that you're really optimizing for TCO and performance predictability, especially as it comes to cloud-native or managed solutions where you're just not going to get that same kind of level of control. So we really see that customers are able to, again, fine-tune and think about that TCO and how they best optimize for that.
So what's next for the partnership with Nutanix and AWS?
Yeah, so I'm super excited about kind of where we're going with the partnership and what's next. Obviously, AWS continues to roll out more and more regions globally, as well as additional bare metal instance types. So what that means for us is we're able to provide that NC2 solution to more and more customers, as well as to optimize the solution for more and more workloads. So, for example, storage-heavy workloads with EBS-attached storage. And I think that's general kind of trend where we're going to be focusing and innovating is looking at what are the key workloads that customers want to run across hybrid cloud, across AWS on the premises, and how do we make sure that we continue to fine-tune NC2 to provide that best-in-class TCO. So another quick example on a feature that we're working on right now is what we call cluster protection, which basically allows customers to automatically back up their on-premises clusters to S3 up in the cloud. So in case if anything ever happens, they're able to quickly and simply rehydrate and get that cluster up and running again.
Well, thank you so much for telling us all about Nutanix. Thank you, Michal. And thank you so much for watching us here at GeekWire Studios.